Day 3 of Madeline's 100-day zero alcohol CoachGPT challenge. Good morning. I've got a 30-minute treadmill session today, which now probably need that today. I'm feeling a little bit sore after 2 full days of making sure I get all those steps and the exercise I've been doing. So probably a good thing to be just walking on the treadmill, looking in the camera. It seems to be bouncing a little bit, but I'm hoping that won't come through when I do the final video with it tomorrow. So this exercise today is a 5-minute gentle warm-up walk, which I'm doing now. We're about 1 minute in. Then a 15-minute brisk walk jog. Then a 5-minute incline walk. And then a 5-minute cool down walk. Give me 30 minutes. After that, I've got some mobility work on this shoulder that's still quite sore, and some of my flabby guts workout as well. So I shall be back with you shortly when I start the gentle jog. So the keen eye amongst you might have noticed a small change. I had to pause at 5 minutes. My headphones can't do 15 minutes of jogging without music. Got those in, and off we go for 15 minutes. One of the things I am doing while I'm learning how to do this whole YouTube thing is having CoachGPT assist in ideas and designs and framework for certain things. And she's very good at wanting me to do silly things like big grandiose thumbnails of scary pictures like you see all over the place. And I'm just not into that. As far as I'm concerned, everything I do will be authentic and true. So if I say they hurt, they feel great, or I had to stop for whatever reason, and that's what happened, and now I'm going to have to pause because we're falling over. So yeah, so anything you hear me say on this will be true and accurate. I'm not going to give you some clickbaity type thumbnail or something like that. It's not to say I won't use an actual thumbnail to increase viewership and that sort of stuff, because I do want to grow my channel, so I'm trying to do that. So if you think it's a clickbait title, it's not actually clickbait itself. It will be true, it will be accurate, but I might have used it just to get you interested as well. So, but it will have been true. I don't think it's a fib or a lie or anything like that. I think I should also mention I hate running on the treadmill. It's boring. I find it harder than running on the road. I just don't like it. All you're seeing is, all I'm seeing, my garage door bouncing up and down to the house behind me. So, but it is gentler on Madeline's old joints. And I guess from time to time, just to suck it up. So what are we? 7 minutes into the 15-minute run. 5 minutes of the run to go. Not 5 or whatever a couple of minutes was. Sucked because, as you might have seen, I had to do some repositioning with a stupid camera. I need to find a better system for this. I like the framing, like the fact you can see a bit more of me when I'm running it and stuff. Good for checking my form, but the camera keeps moving and that's bloody annoying. And that's 15 minutes of gentle jog done. And now I've got it on the incline. My incline's on 7. My treadmill, to be fair, it's a pretty good one. I've had it for quite a long time. I don't know, probably 10 years. And it spends its life outside in Canberra on the deck. The deck was covered, of course, but it still lived out there. Now it lives inside in the garage. I've had the belt replaced once and the baseboard underneath it replaced too. So if you can afford them, they're a good investment. I do recommend them if you can afford one. But fork out the money, pay the two and a half to get a good one, so that you know that it's not going to break under even your 2-year-old's weight when they're jogging on it. And then just commit to using it every now and again. I mean, to be fair, this one hasn't had that much use since I moved up here. You don't get enough cold weather to use it. But you know what? The other thing it's good for doing too is interval training. When you want to do set intervals at set speeds and that sort of stuff, or you want to keep your heart rate, there's a myriad of things you can use it for, and I've certainly over the years used it for that. I must admit I don't tend to use the incline much, running on flat ground, but I've certainly used it to set myself pace goals and set the pace at certain speeds and run to that. I used to be able to run at 10 for an hour on it. I'll be flat out doing that now, I can quite assure you. Before I injured my hip, I was doing a 10-kilometre run at Redcliffe down the promenade, and I'd run for 30 minutes out and 30 minutes back, and I was getting a little over 5k for that, so that was 10k an hour for an hour. My last park run, when I struggled to make 30 minutes, was that too, and I was struggling. That shows you how much I've lost in the last 6 months, but I'm confident I can get that back. I did do a little bit of research just recently, and I found that my fastest park run in recent years is about 22 minutes. I'll check that again, it might be a little bit quicker than that, but that's my goal ultimately, is to get back to that. I don't think I'll ever get to the 20 minutes pre-transition, if you haven't figured that out. But if I could get to the 20 minutes I was when I was running with my good friend Savannah in Canberra, or the 22 minutes I was getting to then, I'll be very happy. And then maybe, just maybe, we might start looking at tackling some longer distances, but that's way off in the future. Certainly after this 100 days. Maybe after 100 days I could do a Madeline targets a half or a full and do a 12-week program on that. That would mean I couldn't drink then either. Oh well, see what happens. Anyway, that's 5 minutes walking uphill. Wasn't really that much fun, to be fair. Put that down, and now we can 5-minute cool down. I find talking to the camera when I'm doing this and just thinking off the top of my head quite simple. But then when I'm sitting at the end of the night trying to remember my stats for the day, I get all tongue-tied and tongue-twisted. Anyway, I'm sure I'll get better at that. Anyway, so now I've got 4 minutes of cool down to do, so I won't bore you with that. I'll finish that off, and then you'll join me for my next mobility session in a moment. Lucky you. I'm back. So we've got a few minutes to go. I wanted to talk to you about me in particular. It's something I'm sure people are going to pick up on, and that's self-deprivation. When I say things like I've got flabby guts and whatever. Now, I'm looking at the same video you're looking at and seeing the same thing you're seeing, and when I see it like that on camera, my brain processes it a certain way. However, when I look down and I see myself like this, my brain processes that completely different. I guess that's kind of my dysphoria, if you like. I see myself differently when I look at myself this way. It's very confronting, to be fair, and I do struggle with it. So while I appreciate that a lot of you will think Madeline isn't fat, she shouldn't say that sort of stuff about herself, that part's difficult to explain. But yeah, I just wanted to add that in. I see what you see on the camera, but this to me looks different and needs fixing. And then, look, to be fair, that would look better too on the camera. So that's what I'm aiming at doing. It would be nice to get this to look like a proper washboard. We'll see. Whether or not this goes in the video, who knows, but you know, I've got love handles and those sorts of things. I can feel, and I can even see them in the camera, even though I can see that looks a bit of definition just here. So anyway, that's my 30 minutes up. So time to get off, time to do some mobility, fix my flabby guts. Alright, so this is my mobility session with my CoachGPT and my coach Stacey. This is supposed to take 10 minutes. I'm not really sure how it's going to do that, but we'll see how we go. I've got shoulder rotations now because I'm still having troubles with my shoulder, which I need to try and fix because tonight's bowling night, so that'll be interesting. So 10 of these, 20 of these. Shoulder rolls, which I'm assuming are these ones. CoachGPT has also assumed I've got some stuff that I don't have in elastic bands, but I have hockey straps, so that will do. And now thoracic twists, which I'm guessing are 14, 15. I've also had a horrible realization that my treadmill run only got me 4,500 steps, which means once we finish this, we're going to have to go for a walk. So this round is a 30-second plank, 15 squats, bodyweight squats, 20-second glute bridge, and then 15 dead bugs either side. So let's get into that. And done. Oh. All right, so that's today's exercise done. Full disclosure, I added this little bit in just so I could do this outro for this session, but I did do the whole session, this extra bit, just so I could film for you guys. I didn't record making breakfast today because I'm just not going to do that every single day. That seems a bit pointless really. However, I wanted to take a shot of these because have a look at how yellow those yolks are. Well, I've had a busy morning. Did my workout on the treadmill, did my core activation, flabby guts exercise, my mobility exercise, that's good. I had breakfast, I've edited yesterday's video, even added some music and a title page, introductory page with music, pretty happy with that. Now we're off to go get up our steps. I've only got 4,500 so far this morning. We'll try and get to 10,000 now, so we're going to walk to the shops. Girl needs to get her nails done today. Do that, walk home, and hopefully that'll get me to about 10,000. Then bowling tonight should get me the other couple of thousand I need. So I'll see you soon with any thoughts I've got on today's walk. So I said while I was walking on the treadmill that everything I do on this channel will be authentic. I'm not going to do made up thumbnails or anything like that. But obviously I'm going to do ones with interest. The reason I'm saying this is because as I walked out of here, I took a photo for tomorrow's thumbnail of me standing next to the treadmill. It's a bit wanky, but you know, I still want views, still want people to get some interest, and I want people to watch. So if that means I have to stand next to a stupid treadmill from time to time, I'll do it. Why not? All right, coming up on 10,000 steps now. Into the shops, got my nails done, nice purple colour. Now I've got to go home and have the same lunch as I've been having for the last 3 days, but that's okay. Then I've got bowling, and bowling will be about 6 hours tonight, from 3 till about 10, so about 7 hours really. 2 hours of training and then 6 games of league, 2 different leagues, takes about till about 10 o'clock. So I'll give you a bit of an update then. So I will see you tonight with my daily recap. Hopefully it's a bit better structured tonight. See you then. So just a quick recap of the day, quick bit to camera. Look a bit different tonight than my normal attire, just back from bowling. I got my 13,000 steps, got all my water in, still no alcohol, eggs for breakfast, my avocado wrap, egg and avocado wrap at lunchtime. And then dinner was also a chicken wrap that I had to buy at the bowl. For those interested in my bowling, I had 647 and 638, which is pretty good given I haven't bowled in 4 weeks. That's it for me. This video will be late, so I apologise for that. If you've got to the end, I apologise, but I've got to work tomorrow and I won't be home until late in the afternoon. So I'll release it as soon as I get it done tomorrow afternoon. Other than that, I'm off to bed. See ya.